He was once hailed as the leader of China, a figure standing shoulder to shoulder with Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin. His face graced the cover of Time magazine. Yet, within a few short years, Chiang Kai-shek went from the pinnacle of power to a retreat across a narrow strait, his dream of a unified China under his rule shattered. How did one of the most powerful men in the world experience such a dramatic fall? This is the story of Chiang Kai-shek's stunning defeat. The year is 1945. World War II has just ended. Japan has surrendered, and China, after years of brutal conflict, is finally free. As the leader of the nationalist government, the Kuomintang, Chiang Kai-shek was at the height of his prestige. The international community recognized his government as the sole legitimate authority in China. He had a massive, American-equipped army, control over the country's major cities, and the backing of the United States. On the surface, his position seemed unshakable. But beneath this veneer of strength, deep cracks were forming. The long war had devastated China's economy. Hyperinflation was rampant. A popular joke at the time was that it was cheaper to use money as wallpaper than to buy actual wallpaper. People were carrying literal wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy a bag of rice. This economic chaos bred widespread discontent among the population. The nationalist government, plagued by corruption, seemed unable or unwilling to solve the people's problems. Officials were known for enriching themselves while ordinary citizens starved. This is where Mao Zedong and the communists come in. During the war against Japan, they had focused on building support in the countryside. They presented themselves as the true saviors of the common people. Their land reform policies, which promised to take land from wealthy landlords and give it to poor peasants, were incredibly popular. While Chiang's government was seen as corrupt and disconnected from the people, the communists were seen as disciplined, organized, and dedicated to helping the poor. They built a powerful base of support, not just with weapons, but with ideas and promises of a better future. When the full-scale civil war erupted in 1946, Chiang was initially confident. His military was far larger and better equipped. He launched major offensives and captured the communist capital, Yan'an. But these were hollow victories. Chiang's military strategy was flawed. He spread his troops too thin, trying to hold every major city, making them vulnerable to the communists' guerrilla tactics. The communists, led by brilliant military minds like Lin Biao, would avoid direct confrontation, instead choosing to isolate and destroy nationalist units one by one. Furthermore, morale within the nationalist army was collapsing. The soldiers were poorly paid, poorly fed, and often led by incompetent officers who got their positions through connections rather than merit. Many soldiers had no real motivation to fight for a government they felt was corrupt. Mass defections became common, with entire divisions of nationalist troops surrendering and even joining the communist side, often bringing their American-made weapons with them. The communists jokingly called Chiang Kai-shek their supply captain. The turning point came in late 1948 with a series of massive battles in Manchuria and northern China. In campaigns like the Liaoshan and Huaihai, the communists decisively crushed Chiang's best armies. Hundreds of thousands of nationalist soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured. These were catastrophic losses from which Chiang's forces could never recover. The momentum had completely shifted. The communists swept south, and cities fell one after another with little resistance. By 1949, the end was near. Chiang's government crumbled. Facing total defeat, he made a fateful decision. He evacuated his remaining loyal troops, government officials, and a vast trove of national treasures to the island of Taiwan. In October 1949, Mao Zedong stood in Tiananmen Square and proclaimed the founding of the People's Republic of China. Chiang Kai-shek, the man who once led all of China, was now confined to a small island, forever dreaming of a return that would never come. His fall was not just a military defeat, it was a failure of governance, a loss of public trust, and an inability to win the hearts and minds of his own people. It is a powerful lesson in history about how military might alone is not enough to hold on to power. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more historical deep dives. See you in the next video.